I guess the judge has some other shit to say, but I went and got on here because she covering it way more. She pretty much breaking down what the judge is telling Diddy the reason why he giving him that 4 years. But then you see a lot of other people reacting. They kind of mad. They like, damn, then, you know, what about the victims? They feel sorry for the victims. Diddy should have got more time. Some motherfuckers saying he should have got life. You know, I don't know, for some freak crime shit. Like, and then if you read at the bottom, it says he was sentenced to 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. Man, come on, homie. I done seen pimps do worse shit than what this nigga doing and got off. You know, and I ain't trying to defend this nigga or nothing, but like, man, you know, I don't know. This shit sound a little personal with the judge, but I'm gonna play a little bit of the clip, you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna commentate, because at the end of the day, man, let's find out what the fuck is going on, because, you know, you can't give a nigga 4 years just for having baby oil around. But not only that, when you read some of the shit these niggas was doing, these niggas was wild.
What happened as, quote, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He said you abused your power and control you had over women you claimed you had loved. You abused them emotionally and physically. He said
First of all, Diddy ain't never told them hoes he loved them. You know what I'm saying? And that little kicking ass he did to Cassie, you know, shit, y'all quit playing. Y'all got uncles and shit y'all done seen do worse than that, man. And Cassie went back to that room and went in the room, and she never came out. She, man, after she got off that floor, she should have got the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can be mad at me or whatever, but I'm just a messenger. Comment below if you got something to say.
Evidence was massive. I was sitting right here, he said. We read it and we saw it. Images of gashes and bruises and broken doors, and I saw it in the video. It was savage. This is according to the judge. This is some of the comments that he made just moments ago in court. Alice Gaynor from WCBS is in the courtroom right now and sending out notes just to give us a sense of what Combs' demeanor is like right now. What is his family reacting to? I also want to note something that the judge mentioned in reference to Jane. She went by the pseudonym Jane, but this was also an ex-girlfriend. He said he referred to the brutal assault of Jane by saying, "You kicked down 5 doors in her home, lifted her off the floor by her neck, punched her, kicked her, dragged her by her hair, slapped her so hard she fell down." Jane, quote, her credibility testified to those things.
Damn. That nigga Puffy was in there hitting them hoes. I'm sorry, ladies. Yeah, them was hoes in there. Them wasn't no ladies in there, because they ain't had no business at this nigga house in the first place at these freak offs. Them was bitches in there. He picked that bitch up by the throat. Y'all know, y'all familiar with WWE? Kane, that's how he picked niggas up, by the throat. But damn, dog, you know, like, you know, man, I think that shit is pretty fucked up, though, man. Like, you got the power, homie, and I see what the judge is saying. You abused your power, because that power hid all that shit behind walls we didn't know about. You know what I mean? But it's not our business to know, but, you know what I'm saying? It ain't my business. But at the end of the day, it's like the man doing wrong to women, and he doing it in the worst way. You know, like, if you just in there having freak offs and shit with you and Sludgehammer, whatever the fuck that porn star nigga name is he had with Cassie and all them, I don't even think they would have cared. But man, you know, from just reading the documentation of him grabbing them, choking them, and beating the shit out of them, this nigga done kicked down 5 doors in the house. He need anger management, nigga.
That she was a credible witness. So some sharp words again from the judge who just handed down that sentence, 50 months in prison. There will be time served, we believe, in consideration of that.
50 months ain't shit.
Considering that, it might actually be 4 years. I'm just looking at a note, sentence is 50 months of incarceration. Agnifilo, which is the lead attorney for Combs, asking for more time to list facility recommendations. Also supervised release, 5 years. No reaction from Combs. He is still sitting, and there's a $500,000 fine. You can see behind me a little bit the crowd that has been gathered here pretty much all day as the family had been in and out of that courtroom. When I asked a couple of the defense attorneys how they were feeling today, they didn't have a comment. This day was very serious. They knew that going in. Not long ago in July, when it was that split verdict, they said this was a win for Combs. But the second part of that, the most important part of that, is the sentence.
That, you know what? I seen everybody celebrating when, you know, I thought all this shit was over with. I thought it was done. I didn't know he still had to go to jail and shit like that. Like, I didn't know that. Like, my thing is this, like, if y'all gonna arrest him for shit like that, it's a whole bunch of other niggas driving people to go fuck prostitutes. The fuck? They partying with bitches and hoes. That's what they doing. He got baby oil and all that shit. They partying. I don't know who the baby oil for, nigga. But damn. But that's that man personal life and business. That's what he choose to do. Why are y'all coming out now saying something? You know, that's the shit that you know, they be like, oh, well, she was scared too. No, she wasn't. I don't think she was scared. I just think the nigga was giving her bread. And man, they was happy with that. And when the bread got cut off, shit, man, the snakes come out. But nah, yeah. Y'all niggas got to stop hitting on these women, man. Like, you more powerful than her, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the purpose? Like, you already got money. Shit, nigga, if she ain't listening, she ain't the one you want, move on to another one. Fuck, you got money, shit, nigga. Like, but see, that's the problem. They get the woman when they get the money. You got to get it. You got to get it when you don't have it. Because see, when you don't have it, you grow together. But you ignorant niggas don't know that. That's a whole nother subject.
Thing happening today. Again, the judge sentencing him to 50 months behind bars.
Jerika, what other activity did we have today? Did we hear there were the victim statements? Was this a part of the today's activities? And also, did the judge make any characterization of the final sentence relative to those harsh words that you that you quoted him as saying? In other words, did he match the two up? Did he say, I'm delivering this very harsh characterological verdict on you, and the sentencing matches that, or did he just not make that connection?
No, he did acknowledge that the sentence that prosecutors were asking for, 11 years, was a bit of an overreach. The probation report recommended 60 months. So when you look at the probation report of 60 months, he comes up with 50 months. The prosecutors wanted 11 years behind bars. It's not quite in the middle, but it's a far cry from the 14 months that the defense was asking for. Some other things worth...
This nigga crying? I don't give a fuck about that nigga tears. These niggas be playing gangster tough and talking big and shit, man. And then when they gotta go to jail, they do that. They do this. My nigga sitting there wiping his eyes in court crying. Just going to do that little hot 2 they finna give you, that 4 whatever. That nigga probably be out in a year. Like, man. And then after that, they gonna have everybody out there ranting outside and shit, woman beater. Man, so yeah, he got a jacket on him. Yeah, Puff got a jacket on him. And wait a minute. Why is hair gray like that? They done painted that nigga with a head full of gray hair. Damn, that nigga shit gray. Is it gray, y'all? Mob, is this shit gray? Because they not showing no, you know, I guess you can't go in the courtroom, so you can't really see no pictures of this nigga, but yeah, he crying right now. And they said that nigga already, what's his name? Man, he said Puffy ain't doing nothing in jail but complaining. Now imagine he got to do 4 years. That nigga about to be complaining, writing letters, trying to get out that motherfucker. Like, can I do some type of, you know, even though, like, I think, man, this the crazy part about it. Like, the judge looking at it like, okay, he been beating all these chicks or whatever. They think prison just fix niggas. You need to put that nigga in a program, anger management. I would have threw that nigga in an anger management program for 5 years. Yeah, total punishment. That's a long time. Matter of fact, how many women have you beat on? Each woman is a year of anger management. So if it's 10, nigga, you getting 10 years of anger management. Not only that, you're going to do about 5 years parole, whatever. But I'm going to make it to where you never do this type of shit again, ever. That got to be the punishment for these niggas. They got to stop giving these niggas this little bit of bullshit time and then say, okay, get out. That's not a punishment when you do that. A punishment, nigga, is when, okay, we got to get this man to stop putting his hands on women and stop putting his hands on guns, whatever. Get that nigga that type of punishment. Nah, they didn't hand him that punishment, though. They just got a nigga 4 years. Puffy crying. Puffy don't even know. He gonna probably be out in 2 years, my nigga.
Noting, you know, Combs was found guilty on the 2 counts of the Mann Act. This is transportation of people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, and that is illegal in this country. Prosecutor Christy Slavic at one.
Now, the pimps get hit with pimping and pandering, all that trafficking across state lines and shit. So that's what they hit that nigga with. Damn. Like, he lucky though. That's light. He lucky. Cause them niggas usually get basketball numbers. Judge felt sorry for this nigga at the same time.
During this testimony, said that this case was not just about prostitution, but violence. She emphasized the violence. And that is what we heard a little bit from
bro, he had a female judge too. He got a whole female judge as well. They knew what they was doing. They put that woman back there, man. Oh, man.
Judge today when he recanted some of the testimony that we heard during the trial.
Oh, was it a man or female?
Ventura, the star witness, the ex-girlfriend of Combs, who was with him for about 10 years, released a statement before this sentencing was handed down saying, I am so scared that if he walks free.
So this is his counts, bro. So he guilty for transportation for prostitution. Count 5, transportation for prostitution. Sentenced to 4 years for this. Now, if you go look at the federal sheet, you go take a look. The crimes he being charged for is pretty much a license. Like, I think the judge was like, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna give you 50 months. I know, you're supposed to get a lesser sentence than that, but no, I'm gonna give you 50 months. And to a nigga who ain't never been in jail and you hear that shit, you like, what? 50? That's why that nigga was crying. He probably thought the judge meant 30 years, nigga, 15 years. He was in 50 years. That nigga Puffy is nervous. But yeah, they said he in there complaining. He don't like the food. Shit, boy, you better get used to that shit now, nigga. Man, can you imagine when you fucking go out? Like, most of us, we comfortable at home. We like laying in our beds and shit. And we go to somebody's house that we ain't comfortable at. We got to lay on the floor, you know what I'm saying, with a cover, shit like that. He just uncomfortable. Imagine living like that for 4 fucking years. Boy, that nigga finna come out with more than gray hair, nigga. Y'all gonna get to see what they look like for real without all the facelifts and makeup and shit on.
His first actions will be swift retribution towards me and others who spoke about him at this trial.
All right, Jerika Duncan, thank you so much. Criminal defense attorney Caroline Polisi is with us. Caroline, what's
Man, I'm gonna stop it right there though. But our boy, he got 50 months, man. 50. Gonna do that time, man. Knock that shit out, nigga. You play gangster, nigga, just do it. It's MalReactTV. Welcome to the mob, the official family of MalReactTV. And if you're new to the mob, make sure you tap that subscribe button. But if you're a member of the mob, leave a comment below and let me know, and I'll shout you out. Let's get it.